Big win for the Penguins last night. Yeah, they have been playing much better. Sidney Crosby, game 1,000. Your biggest takeaway from this, Colin, last night, what was it?
You know what my biggest takeaway was is I felt a lot of joy in watching that, but I also felt some sadness to see his parents not be able to be there, to see his sister not be able to be there, and also to see our city that he's brought back along and made hockey crazy again, Bob, after 91, 92, 93, Mario, Coffey, Barrasso, Ulf, everybody. And then the second generation of hockey fans is here and loves it because of Sid. And that building would have been buzzing. The place would have been crazy. The applause would have been through the roof. It would have blown the roof off of PPG Paints Arena. And we weren't allowed to be there. We couldn't be there. And it felt like something was missing to a degree, but it was a spectacular moment in pregame. It really was. But it just felt like it just missed because we couldn't take it in with them.
I mean, I think when you look at it, it's sort of just, you know, he keeps things to himself. You know, he's such a self-possessed guy but to see him actually visibly get emotional about that. I mean, let's remember something here. 10 years ago, he was not playing hockey after the hit from Steckel. We didn't know when he was going to play again. He ended up playing 22 games over 18 months. And now he got injured in game 411. For him to get to 1,000 is a testament, and not coasting, but really playing as hard as he ever has is a testament to him as an athlete. Makes him a great human being, Kaboly. I didn't know if you were aware of that. And, you know, I think it's just, it's impressive. So when you see stuff like Darren Dreger saying that he might be a trade chip, I mean, give me a break. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you can trade everybody else. The guy's never going anywhere.
You know who else are great humans is the Pittsburgh Penguins and how they actually put this thing together. I mean, this is not a huge feat now. We've had 300-400 people have 1,000 games before, but how they presented that was impressive. And that's probably why, you know, obviously why he got a tear in his eye. That's number one that stuck out. Number two he stuck out is Sidney Crosby actually brought his girlfriend / fiance out for everybody to see her. I thought this, I mean, how in the world has he been around for 10, 15 years, and nobody really knows much about his personal life?
That's just
impressive. I'm glad he brought her with her.
Yeah, and he's been with her for a long time, and a lot of people like me thought he might propose. The roses were there. I said, oh, no, this is going to happen tonight. But then my wife said, no, that's not how he does things, and it isn't. Real quick now, guys, Tristan Jarry, we'll start with you. Is he now back to where he was, 3-1 since Hextall took over?
I think he's back to not having to worry about whether Casey DeSmith's going to take reps from him. I mean, I think he does look sharper. I think the fact that, you know, look, guys are playing better in front of him. I mean, that's what, after Thursday night's game, I mean, that's what they basically said. You know, Jason Zucker said, we were terrible in front of him. No wonder he didn't look great. We were hanging him out to dry. And I think when you see, especially what's been really impressive to me, Matheson has been might have been the best player on the ice on Thursday and was excellent again last night. And I think, if those blue line guys get back, the regulars they expected to have, that is going to help make Jarry's job easier. And I think he makes them competent. A favorite in the East, maybe not, but it makes them certainly competitive.
All right, quickly.
He's also back to not having to play Boston and Philly every night either, which makes life a lot easier. But his last 4 games, he's been great. I thought he stole the show last night, and I do think he's turned the corner, and I think he just needed to settle in some. But maybe a change in the upper management is something that did him good. And the confidence that everybody had in him, Hextall and Burke publicly came out confidently with Tristan Jarry. So we'll see, but it's looking up, that's for sure.
The only thing I worry about is such the condensed schedule is how much they can play him. I know there's usually one game in between back-to-back games here, but I would like to see him, even in some poor outings, get the next call the next day. And I think that's, if he can work through something like that, I think he's well on his way. But I don't know if you can do that in this type of schedule.
Penguins against the Caps. Next 2 down in Washington. When we come back, we'll talk Pirates over and under win total. That's next.